check. Check, mic check. Whenever you're ready, Brucey. Give me a mic check.
Hey, welcome everybody. It heat me up a little bit there on the ears. And a little bit more right there. Oh, beautiful, beautiful game. What a beautiful night. This is definitely becoming football weather right now. And winter has come November 1st.
Can you hear me okay? Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hub Network and Tiger Football Live. Travis Peary is going to be on the field here in just a moment. You got James Caulfield and Bruce Bode as we're getting ready tonight. We're so glad you've joined us. You see, coming onto the field right now, all of the seniors and their parents.
And James, that's just not the football players. That's the band, the cheerleaders, and everybody else.
That's exactly right. I'm going to turn up Travis's mic just a little bit there so we can hear the announcer. We'll hear the PA announcer naming all the names and talking about all of the seniors. And you can see this is a large senior class this year.
Man, it is huge. And kudos to them. And I can see Heath Lane and Hunter Lang out there. And Hunter just had his knee operated on yesterday.
And we'll step aside as you can hear the PA announcer.
The son of Curtis and Dusty Bales, and a teacher who has impacted Brock is his mom, Mrs. Bales. Football player Kason Brandon. The son of Bradley Brandon and Cassie Walker. A teacher who has impacted the person is Dr. Sigel. Football player Michael Cruz. The son of Christopher and Stephanie Cruz, and a teacher who has impacted Michael is Coach Morgan. Football player Wyatt DeLong. Well, I see Isaac Denny there, so I'm going to skip to Isaac. Football player Isaac Denny. The son of Gina Denny and the grandson of Everett and Melissa Denny. And a teacher who has impacted Isaac is Coach Barry Patterson. Football player Wyatt DeLong. The son of Justin and Amber DeLong. And a teacher who has impacted Wyatt is Coach Goffett. Football player Brett Griffith. The son of Jason Griffith and Amber Griffith, and a teacher who has impacted Brett is Coach Jared Kennedy. Football player Nate Handy. The son of Chad and Kelly Handy, and a teacher who has impacted Nate is Mrs. Moore. Football player Emerson Harper. The son of Tony and Lisa Harper, and a teacher who has impacted Emerson is Coach Fry. Football player Wyatt Heisler. And a teacher who has impacted Wyatt is Coach Rockwell. Football player Rowdy Jackson. The son of Don and Tara Jackson, and a teacher who has impacted Rowdy is Mrs. Deering. Football player Tucker Lang. The son of Heath and Cheyenne Lang, a teacher who has impacted Tucker is Coach Guerrero. Football player and band member Jackson O'Kelly. The son of Jack and Jasmine O'Kelly, and a teacher who has impacted Jackson is Mr. White. Football player Logan Owens. The son of Becky Owens, and a teacher who has impacted Logan is Mr. Roscoe Neal. Football player Tommy Rolfe. The son of Dr. Brian and Casey Hightower, and a teacher who has impacted Tommy is Coach Jarvis Cannon. Football player Marion Shanklin. The son of Marche and Carrie Shanklin, and a teacher who has impacted Mario is Mr. Matheson. player Max Tucker. The son of Lindsay Sobraski and Trenton and Danielle Tucker, a teacher who has impacted Max is Mr. Matheson. Football player Dagan Wilkerson. The son of Roy and Kimberly Wilkerson, and a teacher who has impacted Dagan is Mrs. Daly. Football player Camden Wilson. The son of Joey and Tammy Wilson, and a teacher who has impacted Camden is Mr. Matheson. Football player Lane Wood. The son of J.R. and Rachel Wood, and a teacher who has impacted Lane is Mrs. Coach Rockwell. Football player Max Wood, also the son of J.R. and Rachel Wood, and a teacher who has impacted Max is Coach Rockwell. Football manager Maddie Collier. The daughter of Terry Collier and Chris Collier, and a teacher who has impacted Maddie is Mr. Peary. Football manager Emma Howard. The daughter of Norman and Marty Howard, and a teacher who has impacted Emma is Dr. Siegel. Football filmer Jeremiah Bruno. The son of David and Melanie Remley, and a teacher who has impacted Jeremiah is Coach Rockwell. Hey, let's give them a round of applause and thank you, football team and managers. These players will now, the Tiger Spirit on the third and fourth football team. Holy smokes. My first day with new lips. These Tiger players will now pass on the Tiger Spirit to the third and fourth grade football teams who are lined up on the sidelines. There they are down there. A few pieces of advice for the younger football players include, Lane Wood said, hustle, hit, and never quit. And Logan Owings says, when it's hard, don't give up. And Tommy Rolfe said, be coachable. And Mario Shanklin said, ask questions and be open to learning. Tucker Lang, cherish every moment you have until it's taken from you. And Roddy Jackson said, you can't soar with the Eagles by running with the turkey. And Brett Griffith said, work hard and be fearless on the field. And Emma Howard and Maddie Collier said, hydrate, don't dihydrate.
Everybody thinks that you guys are the same, so you... Hey, quit it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our senior spirit group members. And we'll start off with cheerleader Braylee Floyd. She's the daughter of Chase and Blair Blankenship and Jeremy and Mandy Lemon. And a teacher who has impacted Braylee is Mrs. Morgan. Cheerleader Juliana Schuler. The daughter of Lonnie and Shay Schuler and Paula Schuler, and a teacher who has impacted Juliana is Mrs. Koppel. Dance team member Lindy Candler. The daughter of Chase Candler and Lori Candler, and a teacher who has impacted Lindy is Mrs. Huckabee. Dance team member Presley Elliott. The daughter of Chris and Courtney Elliott, and a teacher who has impacted Presley is Dr. Raymond, and that's me! Look at us on the screen! That's me! I'm still impressing her from up here. Dance team member Anna Mae Neiswanger. The daughter of Casey and Vicki Neiswanger, and a teacher who has impacted Anna Mae is Mrs. Monday. Dance team member Emily Parson. The daughter of Anthony and Luz Parson, and a teacher who has impacted Emily is Dr. Siegel. Dance team member Brinley Stokes. The daughter of John Stokes and Heather Stokes, and a teacher who has impacted Brinley is Mrs. Pools. Mascot TJ Jazzy Jenkins. The son of Will and Lorraine Jenkins, and a teacher who has impacted TJ is Mrs. Flynn. Thank you to our spirit team members. And at this time, give them and their parents another round of applause. And at this time, these spirit group members will now pass the TiGER Spirit on to the 3rd and 4th grade cheer team who are lined up on the sidelines. A few pieces of advice for these younger students included Braley Floyd's, "Enjoy your time with your friends. You may not always have them around." And Juliana Schuler said, "Hey, make the most of it and have fun." And Brinley Stokes said, "Everybody messes up. It's what you do after that matters." And TJ Jenkins says, "Embarrassment is for losers." And Emily Parsons says, "Take it all in and make the most of where you are." Band members, please take the field. Band member Alexis Goforth. The daughter of Marty and Delaney Goforth, and her advice to younger band members is, don't let others judge you for who you are. Band member and cross-country runner Isabella Keys. The daughter of Jacob and Sarah Keys, and her advice to younger band members and runners is, improve at your own pace, but never stop pushing yourself. Band member and cross-country runner Kira Keys. Also, the daughter of Jacob and Sarah Keys, and her advice to younger band members and runners is, don't be afraid to be bad at first. Band member Kelsey Monroe. The daughter of Robert and Rosanna Jeske, her advice to younger band members is, get involved. It all goes by fast. Band member Tyler Norman. The son of Josh and Yvette Norman, and his advice to younger band members is, don't limit yourself. And band member Amy Wintershire. The daughter of Nick and Misty Nathan and Josh Wintershire, and her advice to younger band members is, the coolest thing you can be is yourself. Band member and cross-country runner Romy Witham. The daughter of Brian Witham and Connie Witham, and her advice to younger band members and runners is, work hard to see progress and always keep your head held high. Band member Creed Wright. The son of Kyle and Carrie Wright, his advice to younger band members is, in order to do the things, you gotta do the things.
Sorry you didn't even see that.
Hey, another round of applause for our band and their parents, the band members and their parents. Cross-country runners, please take the field.
Yeah, we had one that long. Yeah, about 3 or 4 years ago. We had 2 years in a row. Still a good time. Vacation. Oh yeah, all that for sure. And you got to take care of that. Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
The senior cross-country members include, in addition to those already recognized, cross-country runner Cora Eiler. The daughter of Preston and Megan Eiler. Her advice to younger runners is whatever you do it to the best of your ability. Cross-country runner Melanie Towns. The daughter of Buddy and Sarah Towns, and her advice to young runners is never give up and always give it your all because it flies by faster than you think. Cross-country runner Isaiah Tussler.
How you doing, brother?
The son of Robert and Gentry Tussler and Laura Green. His advice to younger runners is learn from your mistakes. Cross-country runner Cole Vaughn. The son of Eric and Destiny Vaughn, and his advice to younger runners is do it for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for our cross-country runners and their parents. Thank you, and this concludes our senior night recognition. Congratulations and good luck to these seniors and their parents. We thank them for their support of Christian High School athletics. And now, parents, please direct your attention to here for our youth football and kids team, and they are right onto the field. Well, let's hear it for our third grade cheerleaders. They are coached by James Chapman and Katie Church. Here's the third grade football team. Let's hear it for our fourth grade cheerleaders. The fourth grade cheerleaders are coached by Cassie Mitchell and Mackenzie Burke. And now, here are your fourth grade football team coached by... Here are your fourth grade football team. There they are, the fourth grade football team. Coached by Tim Texas, Tony Harper, Brian Littman, Trenton Tucker, Juliano Barton, and Jared Smith. Now, let's hear it for our fifth grade cheerleaders. The fifth grade cheerleaders. Pretty soon they'll be freshman cheerleaders. But here they are, the fifth grade cheerleaders. They're coached by Jim Lane and Jessica Wood. And now, let's hear it for our fifth grade football team. And they are coached by Chris Hurst, Tyler Hurst, Bryce Kelly, Ben Chavez, Josh Myers, and Mike Jenkins. And now, let's hear it for our sixth grade cheerleaders. Sixth grade cheerleaders coached by Jim Lane and Timmy Myers. And here are your sixth grade football team. And they are coached by Brian Hightower, Cliff Dice, Deep, Tyler Wilmington, Pilkington, Andrew Johnson, and Dustin Miles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hub Network Live right here at home on the home field, Odell Field, right here in Cushing, where tonight your Cushing Tigers play host to the Fort Gibson Tigers. And things underway here, Bruce, as we've gotten our senior introductions, the parents, influential teachers, and we've gone it's youth night here at the stadium. It's just all about kids tonight, kids, and kids.
And that senior class was huge, you know, all the way from the runners to the cheerleaders, all the way up to the football football team. I'm not sure what the number was, but it was a huge senior class this year.
Now we're going to break here for the national anthem. Let you all at home partake in that, and then we'll get underway with our Plains Pipeline pregame countdown.
Of our national anthem performed tonight by our CHS Corps.
Cushing High School choir students taking honors this evening and presenting the national anthem here in front of the home crowd. And I believe I heard Mrs. Flynn say earlier today that they will be off to all-state competitions tomorrow. Bruce, as we start coming into this game, let's look quickly back at last week. The Tigers were on a long road trip, and statistically there wasn't a whole lot that stood out in the great department. However, there were 3 players that we want to get to and recognize.
Right, and the thing is about last week, we reduced the number of penalties that we had from the previous week, the penalties and the turnovers. So a great positive game last week. We need to carry that on into this week.
As the Tigers are set to move into the game tonight, we want to mention last week's MVP for the offensive line was the offensive line. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, what a great job, that offensive line. I mean, Travis, game in, game out, all year long. You had Hoover, Cruz, Harper, Heisler, Wood, DeLong, Fry, Tucker, as well as Edwards and Kersey out there offensively. But that offensive line is that base. They are that core, and they are the ones that has really given this offense an opportunity to stay in every game that we've had this year.
Been doing a great job all season of opening lanes and especially keeping Roman Tucker protected behind the line. He hasn't had very many pressures and only very few sacks. As we look at the defensive side of the ball, we have a defensive most valuable player, Emerson Harper, number 24.
What a great kid he is. I mean, he's been there every week. Along with that defensive line, with Owings, Rolfe, Jackson, Griffith, and Cruz. And that defensive line is just amazing, giving those linebackers and those defensive ends and those D-backs an opportunity to really recognize the play coming at them and picking up their man, picking up those lanes, not giving too much up the middle.
And then we also have our Coops Tire and Lube game ball recipient, the player each and every week that the Coops Tire and Lube Center wants to give to the heart and soul, maybe not the statistical leader, but that true Tiger spirit.
Yep.
And we see Hunter Anson, number 60, show up for that. And I believe I saw him in the end of the first quarter, second quarter, and then big time later in the game.
Right, and what an impact player he was. I wasn't even keying in or isolating on him until I saw a couple times he was being double teamed, and he was standing them straight up and moving them where he needed them to be to give his linebackers an opportunity to make the tackle. Loved his intensity. Loved the way he played this last week. He's going to be a very big asset to this Tiger defense going forward into this year as well as the next year.
As we look into what's in front of the Tigers tonight, the Tigers are sitting in the number 5 spot in the district with a 2-3 district record. Ahead of them are Wagner at 5-0, Miami at 4-1, Grove at 3-2, and the Fort Gibson team that is here tonight is in front of Cushing, and by coincidence also standing in front of them from a playoff spot as of tonight.
And an interesting fact here, Fort Gibson has not lost a game on the road, and Cushing has not lost a game at home. So right there makes for a great ball game.
That is the Something's Gotta Give, right? That's the book, the movie, Something's Gotta Give. When we look at some of these common components, we see that Fort Gibson had a loss to Wagner, just like the Tigers. They lost 54-14, so a much more offensive, effective game for Wagner there. A loss to Grove, same thing as Cushing did, but they lost 42-13. It wasn't a back and forth and an opportunity, for maybe a pull out at the end. And then their wins against Oologah, Skytook, and Catoosa. And their wins, actually, Oologah was the closest game, 36-32, and Skytook and Catoosa. The Tigers have Fort Gibson tonight, Catoosa next week, and if they can take care of both of those, they would indeed possibly most likely have that 4th place berth.
Exactly, and that's what matches us up so well tonight is Fort Gibson has lost to the same teams we have. And, the scores are what they are, but this Fort Gibson team, and of course, we're probably going to refer to them more as Fort Gibson than they are the Tigers because we only allow 1 Tiger in this stadium, and that's our Cushing Tigers. And, they're going to, if you look at their stats, they are a ground-pounding team. You don't see too much passing going on, very few, and you don't see the quarterback doing much scrambling.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering, if in any of the online information, what are we looking at as far as Fort Gibson in terms of power run, power, are they a drop back and throw deep down the field? What are some of their stats looking like this season?
Well, the people, there's just really 2 backs that are doing a lot of the running, and that's Cash Keys. He's a sophomore. He's had, last week he had 8 carries for 132 yards. That's pretty good average, about 16 yards per carry. Then you have Judd Rudd, who's a senior. It looks like their workhorse. He had 18 carries, 136 yards. So what we're going to do is we're going to see him probably coming to the outside, hitting those gaps and trying to do something there. Will they continue to do that with that defensive line of Cushing? I don't know. They may want to open up that pass a little bit.
Well, we've seen the Tigers defense take a hit in a couple of injury positions. However, we've seen some younger guys step up and really fill in those spots as well. So the Tiger defense has not been completely non-existent. It's still a force to be reckoned with, and certainly what we expect to see tonight.
Exactly. And Cash Keys seems to be their go-to guy out receiving. He had 4 receptions, 58 yards last week. And then Kai Morrell, a sophomore, had just a couple of receptions. So he doesn't go to too many players or too many receivers out there. So that would definitely hurt them. However, let's go defense. Let's talk a little bit of defense. They are very aggressive in the secondary.
Yeah, and that's going to be a key element probably in my thought is, of course, we rely on that offensive line for protection, but we rely on those wideouts to get those routes run and oftentimes coming back whenever Roman finds himself in some sort of trouble and get a good pass on a comeback route.
Exactly, and let me step back one little bit. The quarterback for Fort Gibson, Logan Bethel, he's just a little sophomore. I say little sophomore. He's just a sophomore, and he 50% last week, 6 of 13 for 100 yards. So he doesn't do a whole lot of passing like we talked. So this is going to be interesting to see what kind of game plan they come in with against this Tiger, because we know the Tiger defense is been stellar all year long.
Yeah, and as I look up and down the Fort Gibson roster, we see a few players at 6'3", 6'3", 6'4", 6 foot, 6'1". Maybe not nearly as big, possibly, hopefully, fingers crossed, not nearly as big as what the Tigers had to face with Miami, as Roman had to get the balls up in the air to get over those big defensive linemen, and it caused some incomplete passes, and certainly that's what we're anxious to see what happens on the field tonight.
And I'm looking for the Tigers defensively to do a lot more stunning. running, put a lot more pressure on this quarterback, fill those gaps. So we have to make their running backs go to the outside, not give them anything up the middle. Last week, they hit the corners on us and really hit us hard a couple of times. And our defense, our defensive ends, our corners are going to have to stiffen that up a little bit. But I don't see that defensive line giving them a whole lot of grounds in this game.
We mentioned earlier the proverbial something has to give. Something's got to give is certainly a theme. However, so is destiny's in your own control. This tonight's game with a win against Fort Gibson and a win against Catoosa, and if everything stays the same in the opposite district, it would be possibly going to Ada to play a 4 versus 1, and that would certainly be a better road trip than Broken Bow or so. We have seen already that the Tigers don't handle necessarily whether it's the road trip or not, but we have not had luck at a 3-hour road trip so far.
And even though it's both are headed south trip, it's going to be an uphill battle wherever we go, whether we go to Ada or Broken Bow. And the Tigers are just, they've got to hit their stride. I mean, we saw what Miami did last week. They're hitting their stride. They came off a good win at Grove and now against the Tigers. The Tigers are going to have to start hitting that stride right now and really get.
So we could say our number 3, our third phrase of the night. There's no better time than the present.
I agree with you.
Something's got to give. We control our own destiny, and there's no better time than the present. It's a sequel. It's a trilogy.
It is. And the thing is, Roman's doing a great job. Last week he was 24-36, 215 yards. Also rushing 11 carries, 49 yards. So he was a workhorse. He's a powerhouse. He is the quarterback. He is the leader for this team, and he's going to have to keep everybody up and excited about going forward.
I think as we look into the game, if we can, keep the number of penalties down, if we can keep our turnovers at a minimum. It is senior night. There's a lot of electricity in the air for these seniors. Homecoming and senior night are always marked on the calendars in the back of people's mind. As I sure want to go out and win that one. Right. And just a shout out, all the teachers that were recognized by a senior got one of these shirts to wear at the game tonight and to hang up in our rooms or to hang up wherever. But shout out to Maddie Collier for putting me down there in that lineup of fantastic and amazing teachers. But we just have some amazing students in this graduating class. A new tradition started tonight, and I just want to give a shout out on behalf of all the teachers for that. It really truly is impactful right back at you whenever a student says thank you like that and wants to recognize you.
That is really, really nice. And Travis, we think the same about you up here also. I mean, we really look up to you. We really rely on you, and you're just an incredible guy behind the mic.
Well, and I'll tell you guys, just for a little chuckle, whenever I opened the shirt up and saw it, and they told me what they were doing, I was like really, really touched. And then I said, and how sweet that you think I fit an extra large shirt. Yeah. That's such a big compliment. And she goes, no, it'll be fine. And it is. It's fine. And I thought that was really funny for a chuckle anyway. Well, you heard the hype music in the background. Fort Gibson has just taken the field, and we'll take this moment to go ahead as the Tigers take the field and tell you about tonight's kickoff sponsor. And I'll get it brought back up here. That would be Susan Pitzer at Century 21. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, Susan Pitzer with Century 21, first choice and host of the American Dream TV, is here to help. Whether you're ready to make a move or just exploring your options, Susan can guide you every step of the way. Give her a call at 918-527-1259 and start making your real estate dreams a reality.
Okay, good job, guys. Here we go.
And that is going to bring us to the conclusion of our Plains Pipeline pregame countdown. And we are really pumped up for senior night.
And remember, halftime, the RCB Bank halftime report. And it looks like we'll be receiving, Travis. So
Tigers will start out on offense. They will travel towards the north, and there is a slight breeze. Looks like it's kind of coming from a, easterly?
Yeah.
Easterly direction.
Southeast.
And it's a beautiful night for football. It's a beautiful night for a Tiger victory, and I think we're going to get it started right here
It's starting to feel a little bit more like football weather.
I think we'll get it in March sometime.
I could stand 90 more days of just like this.
Yeah, it's been beautiful, absolutely. This fair catch caught and was called for by Jordan Kersey. And the Tigers are going to start on offense from right there.
And this ought to be interesting. From what I heard and from what I read online about the defense of Fort Gibson is they're very aggressive. They go to the ball. They like intercepting and making the plays.
From the 32-yard line, Roman Tucker on to lead the troops. 2 wide receivers both sides. And finally a whistle blows. Not sure
I
if I have yet to see a flag, but somebody jumped.
I was watching the D-back jumping around out here like he's doing jumping jacks, and I think he was trying to get personnel in.
Okay. Confusion has
Now we're
set
starting.
in.
There's a start whistle.
There's the handoff coming to the near side. That's going to be a gain of maybe 1. Fry on the carry.
And that was Fry.
Indeed, he'll make it to the 33-yard line. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. And on 2nd and 9, you might expect a pass. Now we get a flag, or I mean a whistle for stoppage. Must be an equipment problem.
It's kind of an odd start for the ball game.
Well, yeah, you could say the engine's having a little trouble getting going.
I'm telling you. And it wasn't hard to confuse me, but I'm just kind of confused as what's going on.
Okay, 2 wide receivers split both sides. DeLong going in motion and coming out. Play clock is not even rolling, so it's kind of a free-for-all.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
You brought
now
somebody
in motion.
in, I get to bring somebody in.
And here's the pass that I was speculating.
Yep.
And incomplete. Pass was intended for Gage Sharp.
Double coverage there.
It was, and it was kind of thrown, in a pretty good spot because Gage had to turn away from the defenders so that the throw was maybe where it needed to be. It just right out of the reach.
And Lane Simpson was wide open on that 10 and in.
That'll be something to look for later as the Tigers possibly use that play again. Now on 3rd down and 9. 3 wide receivers remain to the far side, 1 to the near. Handoff to Fry. He has blockers and almost gets to the edge. He does make it out to the
6 yards.
41-yard line, no, 39.
And then,
Brings up a 4th down and 3. And this deep in your own territory, probably the safe thing would be to punt.
and you could see the speed in Fort Gibson's backs. I mean, they swarmed to the ball.
Yeah, Fry had an opening around this edge, and I thought he was going to get it, and he just got shut down pretty fast or captured.
Their defensive end just swung down and really.
And another stoppage. The whistles are working. Yep, timeout on the field, timeout to the Tigers. That's a Hillcrest Hospital timeout. First one of this evening. 5 more possible, not including officials.
Right.
And it might be that James has somebody to tell us about here in town.
Yeah, discovering the difference. A proud supporter of the Tigers is Blue Sky Bank. We appreciate them and all they've done since they've come to town and just carried on what Bank of Cushing used to do in supporting the Tigers. That's Blue Sky Bank. You can find them right downtown Cushing. Thank you, Blue Sky Bank.
Also the sponsor of our Blue Sky Bank post-game interview. Or did you say that? Were we repeating?
No, we weren't. I wish I'd thought of it. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I didn't think so.
No, I didn't.
This is going to sound silly if I did hear that. If I heard it, and that's what made me think to say it.
It seems a bit obvious on the nose now that I think about it that I probably should have done that, but,
The post-game interview with Coach Morgan, sponsored by Blue Sky Bank. Sure thank those folks. So now back on to punt.
I think you guys are as confused as this ball game is right now.
Well,
I'm kind of rattled by trying to figure out what they're doing without explanation.
Testing the whistles.
Man, those guys got in there
That
quick.
might have got a hand on it.
Did.
It's going to be down at the 43-yard line, and the Fort Gibson offense will come out.
And, you know, Travis, real quick, we were talking about Doug Cooper and Jeannie Cooper sponsoring the football every game. Totally appreciate that. But what I have learned, too, is every year they let some ninth graders step up to varsity and dress out. And those kids, not only are they there for their skill, but their dedication to the ball game and to the Cushing Tigers. I really like the backstory.
There is no doubt, and they've been supporters for a long time. And one of the many fine businesses in Cushing.
Whoops.
Man.
Speaking of backstories, the Cushing Tigers are going to back up on this one.
James.
I've been working on it, fellas. I've been working on it.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to catch up with Travis Peary. I know I'll get there, but hey.
My hat is off to you.
You didn't get a shirt, so this is Travis's night.
Everybody loves a good backstory until you're backing up like that. Nobody loves that backstory.
Here's a pass to the flats. And immediately on the tackle is Simpson.
Nice tackle.
Giving forward momentum to the 48-yard line, and to bring up a 2nd down and 1.
Simpson got out there, and it looked like he was going to escape Simpson's grasp, but he got down on that ankle and tripped him up.
It was close. I believe we had Roman Tucker closing to finish. However, it could have been a foot race. From the shotgun, handoff left side. A little bit of running room. Eventually,
Wilson on the tackle.
41, Camden Wilson.
And he's been an impact player all season, but in the last 6 games, he's been, hook and ladder.
Yeah. Nice diving catch down inside the 10-yard line. So a little trickery comes out for Fort Gibson.
And Fry saved that touchdown. Well executed by Fort Gibson.
It's going to bring the ball spotted at the 7-yard line. It'll bring up a 1st down and goal. Tiger defense with their backs against the wall here at the start of the game. Handoff right side immediately there is Harper.
Harper. He wasn't going to let him get through on that one.
Sorry, Max Hoover. I said Harper and Max Hoover.
You're right.
You know, have one of those Looney Tunes nights. That's all, folks.
And Hoover,
We'll get it squared out.
Anchored that left side all year long.
Hoover and Cruz for sure. Quarterback for Fort Gibson is Logan Bethel. You mentioned him as a sophomore. He gets the snap, hands off. And the Tigers were able to shut that down as the flag came in. Ball carrier makes his way maybe to the 5-yard line.
Brett Griffith on the tackle.
Brett Griffith on the stop.
See the officials discussing this. As that play, the Tigers were doing a good job of drawing it out and using the sideline as another defender so that he had to cut back and turn in, then the help's coming. And that was a nice job defensively. Holding will be a spot foul, and it looks like it'll be from the 7-yard line, which should put him back to the 17.
And Griffith coming from that right side of the line, great pursuit. He stayed with the play, and that's why we were able to get that shut down quickly, because that was a wide open spot.
And it'll be a replay of 2nd down. However, it'll be 2nd down and 18 from the 18. It is 2nd down and goal. So the only option for a 1st down is a touchdown. I vote no.
I believe they've got a pretty good field goal kicker.
Judd Rudd, the single set back. This pass to the end zone.
Wide open.
And in and out of the hands.
Oh, my. Some coverage got messed up there because he was wide open. That's one of those you don't even want to go to game and watch the films on the next day.
Well, you know they're going to have a lot to tell you. You just might not want to hear it all. So a big mishap for the Tigers brings up 3rd down and 18. Quarterback rolls to his left, fires that one to the end zone as well. It's up and beautiful defensive play. That looks like wood. Is it Simpson or Wood? That's a long ways for me.
That is Simpson, number 7.
Number 7. Mr. Simpson got up and just said, knock that away. We'll put you in a 4th down situation. And that could be exactly what the Tiger, I would say if you can hold Fort Gibson to a field goal after a trick play, that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Exactly. And Simpson, he's just one of those freshmen that we were talking about. And he has just come on strong in the last 3 or 4 games.
Timeout on the field. It's a Hillcrest Hospital timeout on the field. With 8:25 remaining first quarter, it's still 0-0. However, Fort Gibson is getting ready to try to put 3 on the board.
Speaking of sponsors we've had for a while, we'll talk about Plains Pipeline. They sponsored the Plains Pipeline pregame countdown. You can call them at you can call 811. They remind you to call 8. Well, I'll get there in a minute, but it's one of those nights, folks. 811 before you dig. Know what's below. 24-hour emergency number 1-800-708-5071. That's Plains Pipeline, sponsor of the Plains Pipeline pregame countdown. Back to you guys.
And I was looking at the points after and field goals for Paxton Philman. He's just a freshman, Travis. Freshmen are kind of, and it's not showing what his field goals are or what his range is, but by what I read about him today, or about this Fort Gibson team, is that they've had 3 long field goals that they've made.
Well, it'll be snapped from the 18, and they changed their mind. So Bethel comes back out to lead the troops on. Must have been just out of his range. Maybe they re-looked at it too.
I'm thinking that wind.
Nice pressure up the middle, and that is going to be Michael Cruz with the quarterback sack and the turnover on down.
Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Cruz.
And I think that, I don't think the wind was the factor. The flag's not hardly moving out there.
No, it was the big guy in the middle was the factor.
Yeah,
number 71. That was the factor. It was the big guy.
Yeah,
the great big guy in front of him. That was the factor.
I was going back to the field goal.
Oh, I know that. I just thought it was funny.
Cruz did a nice job of getting off his block. He was powerful. He was fast. That was a beautiful play and a great turn. Couldn't have come at a better time. Here's Tucker around the right side, flips to Fry. Fry turns on some speed, makes his way to the 35-yard line on a nice run option play.
It's about 7 yards, or about 6 yards.
Call it 7 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. Spot the ball right at the 35-yard line.
That's 3 carries, 14 yards for Fry. Tigers yet to make a completion on the passes.
Fry is the lone back. 2 wide receivers both sides as Tucker looks left. He will escape the pocket. He will keep it himself and make more positive yards. He'll get to the 39-yard line. Should be good enough for a Tiger 1st down and 10, except for the flag in the middle of the field that is holding against the Tigers.
Not a great start for either team. The Tigers with 2 penalties. And
in all fairness, have you ever done something that was so much fun you just wanted to do it again? That 2nd down was so much fun. The Tigers just wanted to play 2nd down again.
I thought you were talking about the holding.
Well, untimely, costly penalty will set the Tigers back 10. Spot foul puts the ball to the 25-yard line.
Kind of like you and James having the refs mic'd up. It's just so much nicer and informative.
I think we can make that happen. 2nd down, 13. Tucker rolls to his left, fires into the flats. Kersey with the reception. He'll go out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
I could always work on my lip reading there and see if can catch what they're saying.
I'm kind of voting for the microphones.
I think everybody else is too.
Okay.
Tucker's 1 for 2, 6 yards passing.
That gain of 6 will bring up 3rd down and 7.
And Tucker yet to take off running. That's kind of unusual.
This quarterback option to the high pass, intercepted over the middle. And it was intended for DeLong. DeLong trying to make the tackle. There's the example of the speed, Bruce, that you talked about.
Yep.
That is Cash Keys, sophomore, 6'1", 170 pounds, number 2. And after he caught that, he was dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodging. The 5 Ds of dodgeball. And he was left alone until he ran out of bounds on his own, returning it to the 20, just inside the Tiger 22 or at the Tiger 22-yard line.
That wide open over the middle, just threw it a little bit high and went over the head and right into the arms. And again, very aggressive secondary by Fort Gibson.
7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining first quarter. And the Tiger defense, again, their will is being tested. They came up big the first time Fort Gibson got into a first down and goal situation, and the defense was able to keep them out. This pass by Bethel into the flats. And it'll go for about 5.
What a fingertip catch that was.
Indeed, it will be about 5 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 5. And Fort Gibson now, I was going to say they were maybe going to establish some rhythm. However, I think that's their style, is to get set and then look for the call. Try to keep teams guessing. This handoff goes right side. That is Braylon McComb.
Again, Fry in on the
24, Emerson Harper, also on stop.
Braylon McComb, a senior, 5'9", 155-pound running back.
Third down, 4.
And Fort Gibson, 2 wide receivers to the near side. Tight end on the line. Man in motion, everybody's on the right. Quarterback looks right. Bethel fires, nobody's there.
Wow,
over the head, intended receiver Kai Morrell.
Good job by the Tigers covering everybody up on that one.
DeLong on the coverage, Roman Tucker in the area.
They're out in the middle of the field. And we're probably, we're going to see a field goal attempt.
Now from the hold will be at the 23, which will make a 33-yard field goal attempt. There's the hold, and it looks plenty of distance. And it is good. So on 4th down and 3, Fort Gibson does rely on the kicker to put one through and put 3 points on the board.
You were right. That was right at his limit on distance. He got good accuracy, but the distance is just not there. It was then.
Well, with that damage of 3 points, I don't know what to say. My stomach's hungry. James, you got anything that can help me out?
Well, I'll get there in a minute. As a matter of fact, I do. Gids Domain breakfast is ready from 4:30 a.m. on. Get your donuts, but really the things you want are the sausage rolls. And by sausage rolls, I mean those jalapeno and cheddar. They are wonderful. Gids Domain right there on Main Street.
Very good.
So for those of you who don't know, I'm talking to the cameramen upstairs. I'm still reading the live reads that I used to read in the commentary session, trying to do some commentary, keeping up with the scoreboard, the sound, and the broadcast. And I don't think I've really done all of them, any of them good yet. I'm mediocre at all of them now.
You're doing a great job, my friend.
Absolutely. This time, Kersey will not call a fair catch, and he'll get a yard. 36.
Well, Tigers again going to work here on offense and try to make. We haven't even been across the 50-yard line yet, Travis.
No, and you know, as I'm starting to feel like, okay, we're playing the ball game. We've got 6:20 remaining first quarter right so far. We're playing a lot of the game down here. However, the score is only 3-0. That's 2 victories because your defense is holding. Now, offense, let's go do it. Right now is a great time to go down, methodically, use all 6 minutes and score. Starting with a handoff from Fry that goes negative yards.
-3 on that rush.
That looks like Stevie Vatheus.
Bruce, that was the guy in the big white shirt that time.
Yeah, 6'1", 280 pounds.
He should not have been in that backfield at all. He's just a down. He's a down lineman, but he shot across that line.
He wasn't touched by much, I'll tell you that.
No. But he looks like he could bench about 600 pounds.
They've got a defensive man out there that is 6 foot 295 as well. This pass to DeLong has his blockers, is able to make him shake and bake. Has got the sideline. He's off to the races. He's at the 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Tigers. No laundry on the field. No flags either.
68 yards.
That's the big-time play that we were just calling for. The Tiger offense able to make it happen, going up 6-3 at the 5:33 mark. And it was very patient here in this area right in front of us where DeLong did a little swoop and a little loop and waited for his blocker, and then he went around him and everything opened up. Again, that play is designed to do that. However, it doesn't always work when it kind of gets, when it's not a surprise, it doesn't always work. And that time it caught Fort Gibson off balance.
We've seen that screen work. Nice kick. Time and time again, it's all in the execution. And they executed it very well, caused a lot of confusion in there. And again, DeLong come up big.
So Miller puts the extra point on, and just like that, the Tigers have a 7-3 lead. Now, with a good deep kickoff, your defense has been able to hold out of the end zone. We can hold them on their end of the field and turn things back around to where we're playing on the other side of the field with short yardage to go, shorter field for the offense to play.
Well, and again, this Cushing offense, I mean, from the very beginning of this ball game, we've just seen just a different a rhythm, and now you do this, that's a good rhythm to start. You get the momentum back. Tigers got a little bounce in their step, and I think we'll be a little bit more positive as far as what we're doing. And I was trying to look at some of DeLong's past here on receiving. And, this year he's got 30 receptions, 492 yards. And I believe this is going to be his longest of the season.
If you folks at home haven't turned on the closed captioning to watch what it thinks we're saying sometimes, you're missing a good show there, too.
Here's Miller with the kick.
Man, what a bullet.
Sideways spiral, taken at the 10-yard line. And a big seam opens up. And the flags fly from everywhere. Taken out by the kicker, Miller. That is Kai Morrell. I wish they would go ahead and just print their 4.40 speeds. Because these guys look fast.
They are fast, and they pick up those lanes.
Sorry, I forgot the music.
Holding on the return team does not hurt.
Yeah. We'll take it.
Spot foul around the 36-yard line, so Fort Gibson should start at the 26-yard line. First down and 10. And pending another, hook and ladder type deal, maybe the Tiger defense can hold them right down here. Tiger defense. 5:24 first quarter. Here's the reverse. Fumble in the backfield. Had to be covered up. Nice job. Emerson Harper was back there to cause a little havoc.
And then, they tried that double reverse, and just a lot of trickery here.
Yeah, they're not holding back anything.
No. And kudos to them for trying.
Brody Hanson on the mishandle of the handoff on the reverse, but he is able to recover now from the 12-yard line, second down 24.
And what that tells me, Travis, is they've watched our films. They know the strength of our defense, so they're going to have to come up with something to keep us off balance.
Fake handoff to no one. Fires, kind of a wobbly pass, but again, another wide receiver that's wide open. And a couple of missed tackles. And this will give Fort Gibson an opportunity to be first down and 10.
Man.
Way down on the other end of the field at the 23-yard line.
And that's that same pass that they missed that touchdown earlier.
Yeah, Brody Hanson, and they're going to be another. They're looking back towards the head referee that, flag way back at the 3.
Oh, that hurts.
Or helps. I'm hoping that, I'm hoping it's a help to the Tigers. Holding against Fort Gibson, a big break for the Tiger defense on that play as Brody Hanson had enough speed. I mean, he's gotten wide open like that twice.
Yes.
And then we see the speed after he catches.
And a great job by their quarterback to put it right on the money, right in the middle of the field. He threw it where he knew his receiver was going to be, and worked out well till that flag came out. Hey,
Officials will discuss here as far as, holding, and they'll put the ball around the 6-yard line maybe.
I'm going to blame it on whoever invented the flag. So.
Yeah. Came out of Ohio. So ball sits on the 6-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 30. Now Bethel on a scramble. He'll be taken down, and the Tiger defense closed.
Great job by number 58 to get in there, and that's old Griffith. He's come on strong tonight.
And the Tigers will swap out. Max Hoover is replaced by Tommy Rolfe coming in. It looks like 3rd down and 32 now from the 5-yard line. Loss of 2 on that play. So here's Bethel. Back to pass. Looking deep again. Chunks deep, and that will be picked off by Roman Tucker. So as preemptively called, it happened, and it'll be a Tiger 1st down and 10 from the 39-yard line.
Great interception. Just said he floated back, has free safety, flew back right down the middle, and ball just came right to him. Good patience by Tucker.
So a big break and good execution. Good execution oftentimes turns into good situations, and that's exactly what happened.
And that's pretty good when you can throw an interception as well as make an interception.
Tucker on the option left side. Fry with the carry. Tackled forward from behind. Makes his way to the 38-yard line.
6 yards on the carry for Fry. He has 5 carries, 17 yards.
That will bring up a 2nd down and 4. Ball spotted at the 33-yard line. 3:20 remaining here first quarter. Tigers have a 7-3 lead. They just exposed that lead. They just made that a lead on their last drive. Would like more than anything in the world to make it a 14-3 lead and put the first quarter behind as a victory in the Cushing Tiger column. Roman Tucker looks left and fires left. Simpson in and out of his hands. It was right around the 13-yard line. It was a beautiful pass out of reach of the defense. Simpson had a step on the man in defensive coverage.
74 yards passing for.
I say all that to say this, just a bit out of reach.
I'm trying to get my numbers here, but Tucker is 2 out of 5 for 74 yards passing.
Here's Emerson Harper carrying right side, fighting his way, still on his feet, eventually taken down. His forward momentum getting close to the 30-yard line.
They'll give him 3 yards, it looks like. Be stretching it, but they'll give it to him. Big 4th down here. Of course, it's 4th down territory, so
4th and 2 with some momentum from your previous drive.
and
You've got two running backs in the backfield. Fry to the left, Emerson Harper directly behind. And this will be a reverse. It's going to come to Wood. Wood has a seam. He's caught from behind but tackled forward. A flag comes in, and I believe Wood will have the first down with or without the flag. Although I'm suspective that it may be a horse collar type.
I would say so. Another 3 yards for the Tigers. 28.
The officials are indeed pointing to the middle of their back, so up around the neck. So personal foul, horse collaring. Is that a verb? Can you collaring someone?
No, it's not. Even a hillbilly like me knows that.
Well, we do out in the ag building. I'm just telling you right now.
You're collaring him all the time.
That's right. When we got to get that horse wrangled, we go collar him.
you talk to my English teacher, she would probably tell you not to ask me.
Well, and every one of mine are saying that's why he got a C. I remember now. Okay, from the 15, first down and 10 for the Tigers, and stoppage.
Oh, my goodness.
It's been a
it's just
action-packed as far as flags and
The no penalty stops are more than I've seen in the last 2 years of games combined.
it makes it interesting, and I'm just going to say it's on the heels of an All Hallows Eve, Halloween night. So maybe there's a little bit of hangover, or a carryover, not hangover.
Carryover, yeah.
It did not mean hangover.
It's the candy hangover.
Yes, there you go. This handoff to the left side, maybe a loss of one on the play.
that was a quarterback keeper.
Yeah, Rowan Tucker carried.
Yeah, -1 on the carry.
Did you guys go trick-or-treating last night?
I try to trick-or-treat every night. People look at me weird. Rowan Tucker now facing a second down and 11. Empty back, set. Looks to his right, has pressure, makes a move. Still looking on a comeback, fires, gets it. Man, right at the 10-yard line. Nicely threads the needle.
That's exactly the word I was thinking, too. Threading the needle.
Was that the Woods?
That was DeLong.
DeLong? 8 yards on that.
And again, DeLong had run the route and had made himself accessible by coming back on and setting up in a spot that only he could catch it if Roman put it there, and that's exactly what happened.
Two catches for DeLong, 76 yards.
Third down and 3 from the 9.
And a touchdown to his credit.
3 running backs under center, handoff right side. There's an opening and over the right side. Touchdown, Tigers.
Great job by Harper to weave his way through there over that right side.
That, it looks like Wyatt Heisler.
Was it Heisler?
It is.
Number 22, yes, sir.
I've got it on the camera here. I can see it.
You're always cheating with that camera, Mike.
You got that right.
Miller on for the point after. DeLong to hold, and the Tigers have a 13-3 lead here with 34 seconds remaining, first quarter.
Good touchdown by Heisler. And great job by that offensive line over there.
The kick is just outside and no good. So one of the rare misses for Mr. Miller. But the Tigers don't miss on the lead. They have a 10-point lead, 13-3 with 34 seconds remaining, and that's 2 offensive possessions in a row that have been big. And after this 34 seconds, we'll start the second quarter, and what follows the second quarter is halftime, sponsored by who, James?
RCB Bank, that's my bank. That's my friendly banking experience at RCB Bank. You will find a supportive staff and responsive customer service. That's RCB Bank, sponsor of RCB at the half and Votes Notes.
Great first quarter by the Tigers so far. They've come across some adversities on some tough flags and some tough times, an interception, but they bounced back and kind of poised themselves, starting to run their routes a lot better. And Tucker's really doing a good job finding those those holes, those seams, and handing the ball off to the right person.
Indeed, we've seen the Tigers start to hit.
Yeah.
And Miller will set to kick from his own 40-yard line.
And they've got a couple of good calls, I'd say. Bad calls for Fort Gibson that brought Fort Gibson back from some long gains. Whoa.
It's high kick, far kick. Goes out of bounds around the 5-yard line, so that will be started from the 35-yard line. Fort Gibson have a little better field position than they did last time. However, last time they faced a couple penalty situations that really set them back on a couple big plays that really could have been damaging. So Tiger defense knows they have their work cut out for them, because that probably is not going to continue to occur.
No, and they can't let up, because they are the receivers are getting open in mainly up here in the middle, and they like to run over that right side or the left side of the line.
Bethel brings his troops back out on the field again from the 35-yard line.
One back set, man in motion. Ball is snapped low. Bethel able to recover. Hands off. Left side. Nice tackle there by Roman Tucker.
Man,
Cash Keys, the ball carrier.
That was a good tackle.
Will be a gain of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 from the 38. Bethel again with the single back set. Has 2 wide receivers to the near side. His single back is Cash Keys.
Roman pointing across to the side, as was Fry, like, hey, somebody did something over there.
And that's going to be the end of our opening quarter of play. Your Tigers have a 13-3 lead over Fort Gibson right here on senior night, right here at Odell Field, right here on Hub Network Live.
This break, I want to mention Central Rural Electric Cooperative, mycentral.coop. Central Cooperative empowering members and communities at Central Electric Cooperative.
So my question is, does it count if I fail to look prior to going to a break? Because I would have definitely said that was an electric quarter for the Tigers.
Oh, I like that one.
Does it count if I come in at the end?
Put that one in the bank.
Exactly.
You're slipping, Travis.
Speaking of the bank. All right. It indeed was an electric quarter for the Tigers because, they had some adversity, as you mentioned, Bruce, and they were able to overcome that, holding Fort Gibson to only 3 points on some big plays. A hook and ladder, if you're just joining us, Fort Gibson comes out with a big gain on a hook and ladder play right at the start of the game in their offensive possession. Tigers, if I remember correctly, went like 3 and out on their first offensive possession. Yep. So most of the game has been played on the Tiger end of the field until the Tigers offense scored in the middle of the first quarter and then put another score at the end of the first quarter on top of that.
And the second Tiger possession was an interception.
This handoff goes right side with running room behind the strong running of Braylon McComb.
Long again at the shoestrings on that one.
You know, for those of you who couldn't see online or couldn't hear online, that group people were just showing that's the Cushing Quarterback Club. So they're awarding them a game ball. It wasn't the Coops game ball. Awarding them a game ball for all that they've done this season for the Tigers.
This quarterback finds a man. It's almost picked off. It is picked off. Nice job by Simpson staying with that one on the far side of the field. He closed on the ball, put his arms under it, but the way the ball fell into his arms, it kind of bounced off his arms off his pads up into the air. I mean, that was awesome to watch.
He just, like you said, he bounced, and it bounced out in front of him where he could keep an eye on it. And a great second effort to keep a focus on that and bring it in.
And that's what I was describing all that to just reinforce staying with it. Nice job, Simpson. Big turnover for the Tiger defense. Puts the Tiger offense in good field position at their own 48-yard line.
And that's probably why Fort Gibson don't have a big passing threat this year.
Their flag comes in.
I'm shocked.
You're going to call that one against Tigers.
Did I see? Okay, here's the signal, and it is false start. So a 5-yard penalty. We'll put the ball at the 43-yard line. Indeed does. Remains first down, 15 yards to go. Tigers have one wide receiver split to the left. Fry in the backfield and trips to the right. Fires to the right. DeLong with the reception, makes his way to the edge and gets right around the 48-yard line. And a yellow flag streaked across his running path and landed at the 48 on the other side of the field.
And that was DeLong on that?
Holding against the Tigers, yes, along with the reception. Somebody else with the hold, referee with the flag and the whistle.
Man, at least it wasn't a horn.
That should be a 1st and 20. 38-yard line. So we'll replay first down for the third time. But this time it's 1st and 20 from the 38.
So you're saying they like this first down more than that second down?
I'm saying. Pass over to Kersey. Stays on his feet, makes his way to midfield. Nice job. Kersey picks up 12 on the play.
Hey, Kersey does an impressive job of catching that off balance off his back shoulder and maintaining his balance and knowing he's going to take the hit.
Yeah, and actually they spotted at the 49 of Fort Gibson, so an even bigger gain. Brings up 2nd down and 7.
2 catches, 18 yards for Kersey.
Handoff now Fry. He finds a hole, gain of 3 or 4 on the play. He'll make his way just inside the 46-yard line. Call it just shy of the 45.
6 carries, 21 yards for Fry.
So 3rd down and 3. Approaching the 10.5-minute mark. And it will bring up a big 3rd down play, as if the Tigers can translate this into a 1st down and get another score on this possession, they'd really have the momentum moving forward. And Tucker tries to get to the sideline. The speed of this Fort Gibson team, which we alluded to a little bit in the Plains Pipeline pregame countdown, you see it evident whenever Roman all season long has been able to at least get 2 or 3 yards out of plays like that. He almost got beat just trying to get out of bounds. I mean, that really closed on him fast.
2 rushes, minus 4 yards for Tucker.
It'll put the Tigers at the 49-yard line and a punt situation facing 4th down and 7. Theory here most likely would be to pin them and hold them, play the field position game. DeLong will down that at the 25-yard line.
No return. Ball to the down by DeLong. And at the 25-yard line.
And that'll be where Fort Gibson will come out and start with 10:10 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Again, the Tigers just couldn't get anything going, and except going backwards with the penalties, penalty after penalty after penalty, and you know, we're seeing that more often here in the last 3 games. A lot of penalties, and of course, coaches have got to be scratching their heads.
Now Fort Gibson, Bethel looks to his right, has his man, and a big tackle put on by the Tigers. That's Simpson again. He had the interception earlier. Most likely for stepping over the player instead of stepping away from the player. And that can be, you know, some excitement. That's a freshman football player. You know, whatever it is, and it's something, it's a learning moment for Simpson because he makes a great play. And
we call that teenage boy syndrome.
Yeah. TBS. It's a TV show.
There you go.
Or a network.
And 3 costly penalties, 2 on offense and 1 on defense.
That'll spot the ball at the 44-yard line, and certainly still an opportunity for the defense to really get tight here. 10 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. Fort Gibson puts a man in motion. Bethel hands off straight ahead.
Man.
And that is the strength and speed running of McComb. You know, he's just that short, stocky, straight downhill runner.
Man, he is, isn't he? And give Fry that tackle.
Gain of 6 on the play, 7. Brings up 2nd down and 3. We have a timeout on the field. Timeout, Tigers. Yeah. During this Hillcrest Hospital timeout, the Tigers are going to look for some way to drill down on this situation. James, you got anything that can help them?
Very nice. If you want to drill down on your situation, call KW Well Service in Cushing, Oklahoma. Derrick's Poles, Roustabout Work, quality service by people you've worked with for years. 918-225-7855. Give Kenny a call and tell him we sent you. That's KW Well Service right here in Cushing.
Man, I thought we was going to a Rebecca Davis.
I'm going to tell you something.
No, they're not looking for the root of the problem yet.
There it is.
It's coming, though.
Listen, I don't know if you folks out there understand just how difficult that is, what Travis Peary is doing there, making it sound easy. That's not easy. Come up with all those.
That's why he's wearing the shirt tonight.
Yeah. That's
he's an inspiration to all.
That's the amazing student that awarded me with it. I'll promise you that, and her amazing family. And I went to school with her dad and have known him for a long time. And It's just awesome, things like that. And it's a neat thing about teaching in your hometown. This handoff over the left side goes to McComb again. He fights his way to the 45-yard line. He'll get the first down.
And Wilson definitely took a ride on the heels to get that tackle.
Now Bethel puts a man in motion. And he'll look to pass to that player who also looks to pass downfield.
Yeah.
And that could be picked off by Simpson. Once again at the 15-yard line, he'll make a move, stay on his feet, and Simpson has wheels, and he'll get to a seam coming to the near side. He does a little gallop move and gets down to the 45-yard line. And another big play by Simpson. So if you listen to young viewers, if you ever have a moment whenever maybe something doesn't go right, you get a penalty called on you because you're a little too excited, made a mistake, go capitalize on that by getting an interception and returning it for about 45 yards or 30 yards. And
I'm telling you, he is having a night.
He's having a good night. And great job by Wilson, or I'm sorry, Simpson.
I think it's easy to say when he showed up, he knew tonight was going to be a good night. 9:01.
However, I did like the play by Fort Gibson. The guy was open. It was just the ball sailed on the
and more trickery. Tiger offense hands off Ryle, gain 3 or 4 on the play.
I'll give him 3.
Put it at the 42-yard line. It'll bring up second down and 7.
7 carries, 24 yards for Fry.
RCB at the half comes up in 8 minutes and 30 seconds, according to the game clock.
Yeah, that's game time. Not real time.
Correct. Roman Tucker with the quarterback drop. He'll have some trouble. He gets away from 1 and gets away from 2 and fires. Has a man wide open at the 20-yard line and connects.
Hey, let me tell you something. He has had 2 great passes off scrambling and off balance tonight. I am really impressed with how he's developed that.
DeLong pulls that one in, and again, when wide receivers pay attention and when they get set coming back on routes, it oftentimes opens up that route, but it's because of their awareness.
Right.
And because they can, know he's in trouble and make that correction in the route. And that's what leaves DeLong all alone around the 20. It brings up a first down and 10. The Tiger offense on the march.
3 catches, 99 yards for DeLong.
This handoff straight ahead. It's going to go for 4 or 5 yards. Fry.
7, 8 yards.
Yeah, we're going to spot that inside the 15. And it'll bring up a second down and 2 from the 13-yard line.
Tigers going to make the best of this interception. Try to capitalize on it.
The Tigers looking around, and Roman Tucker calls the timeout with 7:26 remaining. And Roman Tucker earlier this year in one of our games, I believe, has been a recipient or has been considered for a recipient of the Coops game ball.
Right, and a good ball player, good stable, good little ball player this year for the Tigers. He's just a junior this year. So
playing quarterback, and I've looked at some things online in the OSSAA and on the Max Preps and some of those things that, in the top 5, top 4 in all-purpose yards in Class 4A, leading or in the top 3, I think, in passing yards in Class 4A. And so that's state rankings, not just district.
Coops Game Ball was brought to you by Coops Fast Lube and Tire, 803 East Main Street. 918-225-6559. And, make sure you go down and tell them how much you appreciate it. They have been the sponsor of this, really what I think is a very special award. Not taking away from the MVP each week, offensive, defense, but, man, this is the kid who's made the most difference just by effort on the field, and we appreciate that. Go tell Doug we said, hey, get your tires changed. Tell Keith, get your oil changed, everything fixed. They'll do it for you, Coops Fast Lube.
And the thing is, there's so many deserving players out there for that football every week, and it's hard for us to really pick one guy or one player to receive that ball.
Yeah, and especially when you look at the season as a whole, you're like, man, there's so many that deserve it. And Tucker finds his man on the right side, still on his feet, trying to get the end zone, gets the pile on.
There it is.
I believe that's Heisler.
Touchdown.
Signals the touchdown is good for the Tigers. Heisler on the reception and the powerful run. Heisler in for the 6. Big time offensive play. 7:18 remaining until halftime. Tigers 19, Fort Gibson 3. Miller out to attempt the point after. DeLong to hold.
And
Heisler's having a night, too.
And that's Heisler's first catch. And they went for 13 yards and a touchdown.
And his second touchdown of the night.
Yep.
That hold is good. The kick looks good from here and to them down there. 7:18 remaining. The Tigers have a 20-3 lead over Fort Gibson.
And Tucker having a great night, too. That's his second TD pass. And you know, he's doing a great job marching his team down the field.
Each and every week, the Hub Network Live is brought to you on YouTube and on Facebook, but only free of charge because of these great people that we like to tell you about that are making it possible. And one of those, James?
That's Ortho Oklahoma, Cushing's orthopedic specialist, accepting new patients, children, and adults. Give them a call, 405-707-0900. That's Ortho Oklahoma. Sponsor of the Ortho Oklahoma postgame wrap-up. Right?
That is exactly right, because as we wrap up the show, those people there will wrap up any difficult injury you might have.
Oh, my.
I wonder how they do on chair injuries, sitting and standing, and I wonder how they do on those.
I'm not sure, other than help you get unwrapped from your chair. That would be the Unwrapped show. No, they're good, and it's nice to have them, you know, on board with the Hub Network Live and the Hub Extra. Now Miller from his own 40-yard line, and yes, the wrap-up pun is for the show and what they do. High end over end will be taken at the 15.
You know, if I ever design a press box, we're going to have windows, 3 windows that go up. Because if you stand, you can't see.
That's right.
I'm too short to see over equipment. I'm too tall to see through the window. Man.
Jason Edwards did a great job up in the runner on that one.
And that was Kai Morrell, the return man. He'll make it to the 26. It'll be a first down and 10 for Fort Gibson. 7 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the half. And this handoff comes near side, and the original contact, I believe, was Heisler.
Heisler, yeah.
He gets assistance on the play as well, maybe Rolfe and Cruz.
Harper was in there.
You know, it's been fun to see Edwards in there this year. And
this handoff right side, fights his way for the first down. The ball carrier is Judd Rudd. Will be a first down.
He's one of those that's a little but mighty. He is an athlete.
And Fry picked up his 5th tackle of the night.
Yeah, and he brings it. Fort Gibson able to draw the Tigers. Most likely offsides on that one.
Yeah, it looks like number 8's lined up about a full yard. Not sure. Yep. Nope, that'd be Cushing.
Yeah, offsides against the Tigers. It'll put the Tigers in a first down and 5 situation from the 41.
James, don't put the referee on your little list of things you're doing tonight.
No, listen, I can tell. Number 8 should thank Cushing for going offsides, because he was all the way across the line.
Rudd again carries straight ahead. You know, we've seen this power attack just straight ahead be a formula for Fort Gibson the past couple possessions. Whenever they've dropped back and passed, they've turned it over. It'd be nice to, you know, do something like a fumble or something to shut down this element of their repertoire.
And Cruz and Hoover in on that tackle, along with 7 other Tigers.
Now for the pass. Bethel finds a man right side, makes a move, Pass is complete to Henson.
Well, it's interesting watching receivers out here 8 and 2 on this side. Both of them, if it's a run play, they're projecting it because they're really not even coming off the line more than a step or two. And also, if it's going to the other side, they just kind of start and stop. Like it's not coming to us.
I wonder if any coaches ever build that into a strategy for.
I don't know, but I mean, just like that, it's a cutback, and they could be out there blocking, but hey,
at least trying to disguise the fact that
Hooper and Heisler
just interesting
team up for the tackle.
That's Rudd again. He looks like he might have a little soreness in his foot or ankle. He kind of makes his way over to the sideline, but it doesn't look 100%. Ball gets just inside the 43, maybe the 42. First down and 10. This handoff goes away from us. McComb, the ball carrier, penalty flag down. McComb is met and dropped for a loss.
Griffith over on that tackle with the help of Fry.
And the officials will discuss. One of the fans will cuss. Holding against Fort Gibson. So that'll set back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And it'll put the ball at the 48-yard line on their own side of the 50. So Fort Gibson will be facing a replay of first down, 20 to go. Bethel from the shotgun has McComb to his right. He'll drop back and pass, fires way downfield, and that's just out of the reach. On the coverage for the Tigers was Roman Tucker. Jesus Monsivais. Nope, Keys, the intended receiver. Number 1 on their team is the other guy. I couldn't tell if it was 1 or 2. So I don't just say Jesus Monsivais for no reason.
Jesus and Keys are not the same thing.
4:59 remaining until RCB at the half. Bethel finds a man right side, this time complete, immediately tackled. It looked like a Simpson-type tackle to me.
Yeah.
He kind of has that wrestling rap thud.
Yes, sir.
That body strength. And
yeah, when he tackles, it's straight to the ground.
Bit of a suplex.
Puts the ball at the 42-yard line again. Third down and 10. Bethel with McComb to his left. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far. Hands off to McComb. McComb straight ahead and finds running room for the first down. Eventually brought down by Emerson Harper.
And Tucker tripped him up.
That'll spot the ball at the 28-yard line, and Fort Gibson will move a little bit faster. And hand off to McComb again. This time he's met in the backfield, drop for a loss. Huge play by the Tiger defense, led by Michael Cruz. Forward momentum, we'll call it a loss of 1.5 yards, maybe 2. Puts the ball to 30 and brings up second down 12.
I really thought that was a heads-up play to get a quick snap after that, but Tigers didn't fall for it and was able to seal that gap.
Same formation, same handoff. This time left side, and McComb has room again. Wrapped up by DeLong, and, well, I was going to say Wood. Tried to strip that one.
Yeah.
Eventually, he's taken down near the 18-yard line. 17-yard line. It's going to be good for a first down.
Simpson and DeLong teamed up on that one.
McComb to the right side. And Heisler does a nice job getting off of his block and closing it in on McComb to the sideline, making the tackle. There is a flag that comes in. And
holding. He signaled it for holding.
Holding on Fort Gibson once again.
Correct, Ola.
They might be looking for that as much as they're calling it, I think.
And I can understand the holding penalties against Fort Gibson because the Tigers are blasting off that ball, and they are filling the gaps out in the flats.
Well, here's Bethel. They've got the signal in. The clock is close to 3 minutes. Tiger defense really wants to get the ball back or at least hold Fort Gibson on this long pass to the end zone, and it is caught. Just as I was saying what we'd like to do, they do the opposite. Brody Hanson finally pulls in one of those nice long passes from Bethel, and Fort Gibson will get 6 out of that one.
And for Fort Gibson, that pass has been there all night long. They just haven't been able to connect, and that time they did.
This time to attempt the extra point. And I looked at that earlier. It's, Paxton Philman on.
And,
he has a field goal so far tonight. Here's the hold and the kick. And that is good as well. So as the numbers go, Tigers are up 20-10 over Fort Gibson. And James, if you're ever having trouble with numbers, who can you talk to?
Kim's Bookkeeping and Tax Service, 403 North Cleveland Avenue in Cushing. Give a call 918-225-1364. That's Kim's Bookkeeping and Tax Service. Also, don't forget, if you're feeling bad or you got all kinds of not looking great, all kinds of stuff you can get from Crossroads Wellness Center. Give them a call 918-890-5700. Visit them at 715 North Harrison Avenue in Cushing, Monday through Friday, 9 to 3. That is Crossroads Wellness Center.
And on that play, Travis, or series of downs, the Tigers got a little bit probably too aggressive defensively and overran that play a little bit, leaving Simpson back there by himself and the free safety not floating over. And the Tigers just going to have to calm themselves down a little bit and stay with the program, stay with the game plan.
Well, and certainly, speaking of the Wellness Center, the Tigers can still feel well about this. They've got 3.01 to drive the ball and to try to, still put points on the board before going into halftime. These non-returnable kicks are meant to do that right there, and the Tigers able to cover it up.
That was a close one. Cottle just couldn't get a hand on it.
Those I see a lot of those, especially in junior high games and in youth center games a lot, because they're hard to get to, and when they do hit the ground, you don't know where they're going to go. And if you got speed at the edge, you can get there and recover that onside kick, and it's kind of a disguised onside kick.
And Fort Gibson did a good job getting down there and get the coverage, and they almost got the ball.
Yeah. So 1 second clicks off the clock, so now the Tiger offense has exactly 3 minutes. Game time to punch this one in for points or kick it through for points before halftime. This handoff will come near side. And a gain of 1 on the play.
I know this is sure to jinx me, but so far in this game, I've kept up with the score perfect and the quarters perfect, which is something I haven't been able to do all season long. I know that's sure to mean I'm going to mess it up now.
And Fry, being the workhorse, 9 carries, 33 yards. It doesn't seem like a bunch, but it helps balance out the offense.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this is under pressure now. Roman fires back downfield. That one's going to be intercepted. Just not quite enough mustard on that hot dog as Wood had to come back for it, and the guy that was in front of him was able to knock it, cut it off and grab it, and that was Brody Hanson.
Yeah, I was laughing on that one too. Just had my mic muted, but that was funny.
That was good. 2 interceptions thrown by Tucker tonight. He has 2 TD passes to his credit also.
After the picnic-style lunch turnover. From the 46, Fort Gibson now, Bethel.
I thought maybe that might have been a segue into woohoo.
Hands off right side, Judd Rudd.
Yeah, you'll know when that's here.
Yeah, Harper on the tackle.
Rudd has returned, after going off and making the comment that he looked a little bit, sore on his leg. The rest of that series was handled by McComb. This 2-yard loss brings up second down 12. And when the Tigers are able to put McComb in it, that pass is complete right side. When they're able to put these running backs like McComb and Rudd in these long-distance situations, they turn to a passing game. That one worked out. They have turned into turnovers. So,
and credit to Fort Gibson. I'm not tooting their horn for them or anything, but they're still going at Simpson over there in that side. even though Simpson has 2 interceptions.
This handoff, Rudd straight ahead. Gain of a couple on the play.
Mike Cruz grabbed a hold, and he wasn't going to turn loose.
Spot the ball at the 39-yard line. The gain will be 2, brings up 2nd down and 8.
5 tackles for Cruz already here in the first half. And bear in mind, he is a down lineman coming up with 5 big tackles.
Yeah, he gets all over the field. Bethel back to pass. Looks across the middle, in and out of the hands. Kyle Rye.
Man, he was wide open.
You know, I'm not sure, and this is not in any way meant to hurt anybody's feelings. I just kind of find it curious if Dr. Seuss had lived in Bethel. I mean, in Fort Gibson, you got Cash Keys, Kyle Rye, Judd Rudd. It's awkward. I mean, unusual.
You saying he got
neat.
around?
Well, no. It's neat. It's unusual. Bethel fires.
Whoa.
And way over his intended receiver. That's going to be Kai Morrell.
Man, he took a shot from Fry, too, as he delivered that ball.
I do not like being sacked. I do not like being sacked in the back.
Right.
I do not like being sacked by Mac or in the back.
Exactly.
There you go.
Oh, my. Calgon, take me away.
1:15 remaining until halftime. And you won't want to miss RCB at the half with votes, notes, and we usually bring you some of the entertainment provided by whether it's dance team and cheer performing or the band performing while those notes are being calculated. This pass down the middle of the field, deep spiral, and again it's going to go to Brody Hanson, and that has been their big-ticket punch so far tonight because he's missed 2 like that and then now scored on 2 like that.
Exactly, and that time the free safety got over there. Tucker got over there. Lane was right there with him, step by step, but the quarterback put it right where the money is.
I had wondered, and we had visited about it in the pregame countdown, sponsored by Plains Pipeline, as the kick goes up and the kick is good. If this was going to be by looking at the scores of similar opponents and how they played each other, if this was going to be a back and forth style game, and it certainly has been so far here in the first half. The Tigers have a 20-17 lead, but they have only 108 remaining until that halftime comes.
And we talked about Fort Gibson coming in and pretty much a running style team, but they have opened it up on the long ball tonight. Makes you wonder what they saw in the films.
Certainly, and one of the things, I mean, I'd be curious because with the speed of Hanson, I'm just not sure if it's not their go-to play. I mean, they'll take the ones they miss so they can get the ones they can get because he is wide open every time.
But they set it up nicely with those nice little 10, 15-yard runs over the left side, the cutbacks or over the right side, and then the cutbacks to the left side, and then that long bomb down the field. Great job by Blake, or great play call by the Fort Gibson coaches.
Paxton Philman to kick off from his own 40-yard line. Right down the middle of the field. Will be fielded at the 10-yard line and along with the return. And he'll look for a seam, finds a seam. A little bit of running room, secures the ball as he goes down near the 30-yard line. As I know you probably noticed, Fort Gibson was trying to strip that one clean.
Yeah, very aggressive. And we talked about that in the pregame, that secondary. Fort Gibson was a very aggressive secondary. And I'm not here to toot Fort Gibson's horn. I'm just saying they're playing a good, solid game and not indicative to their stats.
That's right. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Handoff Fry comes near side. He gets outside edge and makes his way across the 42-yard line, maybe 44 is where they'll spot that one. And only took a few seconds off the clock. Great downfield blocking by Lane Wood.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, he had his man pushed out clear across the 50, I believe.
That was a great, that was Fry's longest run so far in a half at 14 yards.
Now the offense will go heavy load to the far side of the field. That would be a 5 wide receiver look. Heisler comes in motion near side, sets up in a slot position. And Tucker will roll to the near side. Keeps on a quarterback keeper. Fights for maybe 2. Makes his way to the 46-yard line.
4 yards on that carry.
That one never really developed.
That's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. No, again, just as Cushing has done earlier, Fort Gibson widened it out to the third, fourth defender, the sideline.
You're right. 2 yards on the play gives minus 2 yards for Tucker. So he's on 3
High
carries.
snap, and the fake handoff actually comes loose. That was a combination of mishaps.
Yes, it was.
I mean, as he's coming down, a hand just happened to be coming by for a fake handoff and knocked the ball loose. Had the snap been normal.
The fake became real.
Yeah. Real
Batted
scary.
it down.
That's right.
Clock winding down 20 seconds and counting.
Yeah, Tigers most likely appear to be going okay. Of course, they don't have any timeouts left, but they're not in a hurry-up style. So at 10 seconds, they're most likely just going to say, we're going to go to halftime with 3-point lead. Hand this off to Fry. He'll go up the middle. He picks up several yards, makes his way into Fort Gibson territory as the clock runs out. And that will bring us to halftime. Tigers have a 20-17 lead over Fort Gibson at halftime right here on senior night, right here at Odell Field, right here on Hub Network Live. We'll be back with you in just a few with halftime and Votes Notes, RCB at the half. Coming up.
Here are your seniors. All right, let's have seniors here tonight. A final performance here at Odell Field.